It's this workbook. Document, this workbook. So let me open this workbook here, Anderson. Yesterday we said kuna workbook, kuna cell. Tulisema ni tena which term did we also talk about? Ama shule, what is a cell? What is a cell? Hello? Okay. Let's continue. Yesterday we looked at the definition and the key terms of a spreadsheet. And we talked about the rows, column. Rows inakuwa ni numbered. That is from 1 to ni numbered, like hapa ni numbered from 1 to it can even be to 100 to 500. So that is rows. Columns tulisema ni vertical lines, so they are lettered A, B, C, D. Hivyo. Then we said there's a cell. A cell is an intersection of a row and a column. Like this cell is, this is a cell. This is in EH. So H1 is a cell. We said if you want to see the address of the cell, inakuwa pa kwa name box. I hope you can see this. The address of a cell inakuwa pa kwa name box. Then, yeah. This is the formula bar. Acha niandike hapa ndio you see the formula. This is the formula bar. So the formula that we used yesterday. And also here we use this formula D1 and cell D1 plus cell F1. Yes. Yes, we also talked about a worksheet. Our worksheet, workbook and worksheet. Workbook yetu saizi inaitwa Anderson, the one we are using currently. And then sheet, we have sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3. You can also add sheet 4. Let me do that. Okay. So let's go back to sheet 1. And also we talked about a formula. Formula, this is a formula. And then a formula we said is a calculation made by the user. So this is a formula. And then this is a function. A function is a predefined formula. So this is a function and this is a formula. Yes, and also a range. A range we talked about, this is a range. You know, upper sum A1 to G1, that is a range. You can also have a range from B1 to maybe F1. That is also a range. So a range is a group of selected cells. Yes, so let's continue. Tuko pamoja hadi hapo. Nikiuliza what is a cell now, you know. Okay. So yesterday we talked about enhancing productivity using when using Excel or the spreadsheet. So we tulimalizia jana tell function where you can either press F1 for keyboard. My laptop ishaanza kuto respond, but today it's coming. If you press F1 for keyboard, it opens the help function. Or you can just go to help. Help ndio hii hapa juu, this tab hapa. You can just go to help. Yes, so my page currently isn't responding. Just give it a minute. Okay, so you can also use Zoom. I think can you see where my cursor is right now? Let me just close help function because we talked about it yesterday. Unaona, can you see my cursor? Hapa chini. Yes. So that is that is Zoom. You can add, like unaweza ongeza. Zoom yangu saizi imefika 120, 130 hivyo. Can you see? Unaona something like VT plus and minus is what I was telling you. Iko kwa maybe your side kwa the nini you can zoom in or you can zoom in the presentation ndio uone vizuri. Just when you zoom in, like unaona it's not showing from A to I, inaanza from F. That means some parts zimekuwa left out. The more I zoom in, the more some parts are being left out. Let me just get it back to 100. Yes. So the 100 is the default one, so you can see everything on the screen. Also, you can go, if you want to zoom, you can go to Nini, view and zoom. It works the same. So here you can do maybe 175, 50, 25, or fit selection, or you can do custom. Custom means the options iko hapa, you don't want them, you want to make your own option. Maybe you want to write something like maybe 85. In that selection, not 85. Not 185. Even 185 is just okay. And then you click okay. Unaona imerudi to 85. Let me just take it back to 100. Yes. So tumesema that two ways you can use zoom. You can either come up at the bottom of the slide. So use this slider to reduce or to zoom out or zoom in. Or you can go to the view tab. Tulikuwa kwa home tab. Or you can go to the view tab and click zoom. Okay, let's continue. So we also have best navigation practices when you're using spreadsheets. One, you use arrow keys to move around. So arrow keys do you know the arrow keys? Arrow keys kwa keyboard zinakuanga these keys, these keys kwa keyboard. This is bottom right. Can you see where page up, page down is?
Yes.
Who is using their laptop?
I can see.
Yes. So are you seeing those arrow keys?
Yeah.
Kuna top arrow, bottom arrow, left na right arrow. So if right now, if you look at the screen, I'm going to press the down arrow. If I press down, it's going to let's say size niko kwa G1. If I press down, it's going to go to G2. Hivyo inaenda G3, G4, G5. So you can use them to maybe umeandika hapo. Let's say niko hapa sahi. And then I want to move to the next, to this, to J1, niko I1, I want to move to J1. So I'm going to use the right arrow. And then I write whatever I want to write. Yes. If I want to move down, I use the down arrow. I use the down arrow. If I want to move up, I use the up arrow, and then left, I use the left arrow. So if you want to go to A1, A1 is the first cell. If you want to go to A1, you can press Ctrl+Home. Do you know where the home button is? Kwa the top bar, mali after F12 ni home. So I don't know if yours is different. After F12 ni home. Is it the same kwa your keyboard?
Yangu iko kwa 7.
Home iko 7?
Yeah.
Number 7 ama F7?
Number 7.
Home, imeandikwa home.
Imeandikwa home. Number 9 page up.
Number okay, so most of them are the but keyboards can be different. So but once we master where your keys are, it's okay. You can just use your device with your too.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you want to move to let's say size niko K1 ama acha nike niko K8, then I want to move to A1. Let's Ctrl+Home.
Lillian has raised her hand.
Oh, Lillian. Oh, I'm not seeing, so thank you for telling me that. I'm not seeing. Yes, Lillian? Oh, you haven't raised your hand?
Inanionyesha kwa nini?
Hata mimi nimeiona Lilian has raised her hand, but ndio amesema no.
Okay.
So maybe I'll raise by mistake. Okay, so let's continue. Have you seen that action? I was in K, let's say saving okay, 13. When I press Ctrl+Home, inanirudisha wapi? A1. That is the first cell. So if I want to go to the last used cell, I press Ctrl+End. So last use, that means this is the cell. Have you seen the kasi imetoka nini? The selected cell imetoka from A1 to this S, is it S12, Cynthia?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that means this is the last thing that I edited or that I wrote. But that's not true. So nimefanya hii leo ama ni gani nimeadd leo? But I don't know.
Hiyo ilikuwa hapo hata jana.
You did it yesterday, I remember. Let me go to home again, and then let me try and go to end. It's still going to be to the same name. Oh yeah, I understand. It's the last saved nini. Hiyo ndio tulisave. This one sija after making any changes today sija save. Yeah, I was forgetting. So let me try saving nione kama it will change. Aya. So let's say niko hapo. Let's go to the first cell. And then let's see if it will go to nini. It's still going to that nini, but look into that later. But this is the last nini used cell. So there is also something called the go-to tool. There is also go-to tool. So it's used to jump to a specific cell. Go-to tool is used to jump. It's used to jump to a specific cell. So we have a shortcut that is let's press F5. Let me press F5. Are you seeing the data pop up?
Yeah.
Yes. So go-to tool, it's used to jump to a specific cell. Maybe you have a lot of information or a lot of data, and you cannot just start looking for that cell like manually. So you go to tool and unaandika reference. So cell reference, maybe I want to go to L10. Let me write L10. Have you seen?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that one you can use it to jump to a specific cell. So that one you can practice maybe moving to one cell and all that. So next is working with cells. So with working with cells, with inserting and selecting. So we have good practice guidelines with working with cells. So first you put one type of data per cell. Are you getting one type of data per cell? So let's say, let me clear this. Let me actually name. Then I use the right arrow key to move to B1. Then niandike age. Tutaona hizi kwa unaona already ishaniletea error. Do you know why it's giving me this error? Unaona hapa imeandika?
Tulikuwa umeformat.
Wanasema a value used in the formula is of the wrong data type. Unaona like hapa kwa H nini ilikuwa ikuwe sum ya A1 to G1. Na nimechange, wajua hii ilikuwa numbers, nimechange that to name, age. So joy it cannot do addition ya name, age and all that. So that's why it's bringing me these errors. We learn more about the errors zenyewe. So a value used in the formula is of the wrong data type. So it's giving that nini a value. So let's say age, then nieke ni tena. Acha tu nieke number. But hiyo haijatusaidia kwa calculation. Let's say name Then maybe niseme English, let's say tutakuwa tunafanya nini? English, then maths, then science. Science. Let me clear this nini. So so maybe niseme name Jack, then gani tena? Joy, Daniel, na Dan, something like that. So let's say max here, semi hapo ni 67, 58, 89, 82. Then maths tuseme hapo ni 54, 78, 94, 47, no 48. Higher science, let's do a 57. Naonea Jack sana, acha nimpatie hata 84. 67, 55, 89. So we have something called data type. So unaona like hapa juu, it's general. Yeah. So with a general, that means no specific format. You can do a number format for a cell. You can do currency. You can do a accounting. You can do a short date, long date, time, percentage, fraction. So it's a good practice to put one type of data per cell. Yes. So all this is still under general. Someone wants to join? Okay. All this is still under general. All this is still under general. So let's do so these are examples. Niseme under name, tumeweka hapo Jack, then English, tumeweka hapo Max, then maths and science. So you should avoid an empty row or columns within a list. You should avoid an empty row within. So niseme this from here to here. There should be an empty row. A row ni easy, sorry. Hata mni correct jamani. There shouldn't be an empty row within a list. So always leave a blank row above and below the list. Always leave a blank row above and below the list. Have you seen what I've done?
Yeah, inserting.
Yes, I mean certainly. I mean insert a row above. So like A, so our first cell your name. Okay, I'm going to ask this. So Lillian, Emma, can you tell me the cell address ya Jack maths kwa max ya maths? Are you getting my question? Can you tell me cell address ya Mark ya Jack kwa nini ya Jack kwa max ya maths? What is the cell address ya Jack maths? Any trial? Who can tell me the cell address? Emma, Lillian, Emma? I see you're unmuted. What is the cell address here? Jack Maths. Oh, Emma, I'm a left meeting. Lillian, what is the cell address here? Jack Maths. Let me check. Maybe umenijibu kwa comments na sijaona. Kwa text na hujaona. Oh, ulisema come again on shortcuts. Okay, I didn't see that.
A54.
Yes?
Jack Maths is A54.
Umesema A?
54. The address.
Jack Maths umesema ni A?
54, 54.
Come again please, sijakusikia.
A54. Can you hear me?
A54.
Yeah.
Can I tell you where A54 is, Lillian? Can I show you? Let's use a go-to tool, right? Instead of just scrolling. Go-to tool, tulisema you press, if you want to go to tool. F5. So I want to go to A54. Let's see where it takes us. Are you seeing Lillian Molituko?
I didn't see you go to two. Yeah?
Are you seeing Malituko sahi?
Sikuone kasa.
Unaona? Are you seeing, acha nini kidogo. I don't know if you're seeing, can you see number 54 hapa? Yes, can you see my cursor?
Yeah, I can see your cursor.
Can you see where we are? Unaona,
Yeah.
this is number 54.
Yeah.
This is A54.
Okay.
Yes. So that is not Jack address ya Jack Maths, cell address ya Jack Maths. Any trial, Emma?
Can I try again?
Yes, you can try again. Oh, it's okay. Yes, Lillian, try again.
C54.
C54. Okay, let's go to tool again to pelekwe C54. Why are you saying 54, Nani Lillian?
Okay, 3C.
Yes.
3C.
Try again as the interchange. Lillian, umesema nini? Umesema 3C. So I'm asking you to interchange. If you interchange, the opposite of that answer is the correct answer.
C3.
Yes, so it's C3.
Oh my God.
Why were you saying 54? Like I was asking for the cell address. So Jack Maths is C3.
Okay.
Yeah. Cell name inaanza na the column. Column tulisema zini letters za A to maybe Z daro kama inaongezeka. Then numbers zina onyesha row. So let's say if I want to nini, like I was asking Jack Maths. So Jack Maths, the cell address ya Jack Maths ni C3. That is the cell address ya Jack Maths. Tumeelewana hadi hapo?
Yeah.
Aya, Emma nipatie, niambie cell ya Daniel Science. Niambie cell address ya Daniel Science, D5, yeah, that's good.
Right.
So I think we're okay with the cell addresses. Oh, we have a Joyce. Joyce, how are you?
I'm fine. Good morning.
Good morning. You're welcome. Unapata tuko mbele?
Ndio hiyo lakini itashika tu.
Oh, it's okay.
Thank you.
Aya, so let's do Yeah, so I was telling you about that. So it's good now you know cell addresses and how they work. So if you're told to select a cell, you know where to. Ukiambiwa maybe you select cell maybe B4 to B4 to B4 to D4. So that is a range of a cell. So your cell range inaanza na B4, then it goes to D4. That is a cell range. So that means select marks zote za Joy. Okay. So with entering data, you can with entering data, like you've seen me enter this data, sindio? Like I wrote name, English, math, science, and then Jack, and then I nikaeka these values hapa. So we have numbers. Nilisema hapa bado ni general, but if you're using nini unataka, like you'll be doing some calculations, unataka ikuwe na like a formatting, you want to format your nini, utazieka into data type. So this name, English, science, Daniel, Jack, hizo ni text. So this is text, name, science, and all that, Jack, and this ni text. Then these numbers ni easy. Then we also have dates. Like nilionyesha hapa, these are data types. Let me just hover them, you see what it's in number forms. Choose a format for your cells, such as percentage, currency, date, or time. So here you can general, no specific format, and then you can choose a number, then currency, then short date. Can do a short date or a long date. So short date ni 3/7/1900, or long date ni Wednesday, March 1900. So you also have time, percentage, fraction. There's also scientific. There's also text. We also have more number formats. Yeah. So hapa hivi you have the number, currency, accounting, date, time, percentage. Zilikuwa pale. We also have custom. So custom, you can do whatever function you wanted to do with it. Then you also have alignments, fonts. So this is formatting texts, border, fill, protection, locked or hidden. Okay, so that is on entering data. So I said when you're entering data, you just click on that specific cell where you want to enter that data, and then you enter it. Like I said, let's say that there's a editing. You can edit. Let's say this, I want to give it another name. Niseme Cynthia. Cynthia, sindio? Have you seen what it may happen? Like once you click on that nini hivo, and then you write it, kitu ilikuwa hapo, it will be deleted, and kitu unaandika ndio itakuwa. But if I just want to edit it, you double tap. If you click once on a cell, that is when you are selecting it, and whatever you write, it will whatever ilikuwa hapo will be deleted, and whatever you write ndio itabaki. But if you want to edit, that means you just want to edit some part, you double click, and then maybe I want it to be Daniel. Nimetoa I, and then unamalizana nayo. You can enter, or you can just move to another cell. So yeah, so you can press enter to save data in the cell. Now you can press enter to save data in the cell. So with selecting cell, one cell you click once. If you want to select a cell, just like I was saying, one cell you click one cell once. Then range ni adjacent or ni drag. So range niseme kama hii. That is a range. You can also do this. There's already data here, cancel. I don't want to move it. So you can do that range. Then let's say you want to select a range in like they're not together. Maybe you want to select Cynthia 67 in English or and Cynthia Science. So you just Control and press, then also press. So no, like two cells are selected. Cynthia and like niseme B3 na B3. So that is an adjacent cell. So if it's if the adjacent, you just drag. But if non-adjacent, you click the first one, press Control, watch Control. Let's say I want to select this. Let's say I want to select this. Ona all of them are selected na sijacha Control. But ukiacha Control or it unselect zote or deselect zote. So can anyone remember the function of Ctrl+A kama shortcut? What happens when you press Ctrl+A at once? Any trial? Yes, what happens? Okay. So let's press Ctrl+A and then you see what happens. Have you seen what happened? Are you able to see this under Excel workbook? This sheet 1, are you able to see it?
Yeah.
Yes. So with the Ctrl+A, you select the entire sheet. That is Ctrl+A. It works the same kwa even kwa Word. If you press Ctrl+A, hata kama 100 page document, it will select all of it. So next we do editing and sorting. So to edit cell contents, hizo vitu nimeongelea, mnajua sasa, si ndio? You double click the cell and change type or select cell type and enter. So like venye nilifanya hapa, let's do hiyo nini ya joy. So this nime select the cell. So if I double click, it's going to edit. Maybe niseme anaitwa join. So that one nime edit. But if I just select and type, and then I press enter, it'll delete joy, iandike hiyo kitu nimeandika. Let me just say Yvonne. Then enter. So yeah, so that is how editing works. So to undo, redo, you Ctrl+Z. Undo is Ctrl+Z, redo is Ctrl+Y. So maybe I want to undo Yvonne. Let me press Ctrl+Z. You see what's going to happen. Have you seen any change? Yes?
Yeah.
Hapa nilikuwa nisha change nikaandika Yvonne, but nime Ctrl+Z imerudisha to join. But if I Ctrl+Z again, it will take it back to joy. So that is undoing. Redoing, you can unaweza tumia, if you don't know the shortcuts, you can do. Unaona hapa juu, this can you see my cursor where iko hapa juu, the top left? Yeah. So if you click undo typing, it will undo. That is if you don't know, ama umesahau the shortcut. If you click redo, it will redo. If I click redo, it will take it back to join. Redo again, it will take it back to Yvonne. And then undo, join, and then undo, join. So with undoing, there are a lot of things you can undo, but with the redoing, itafika to ile place ulifika. So
Umesema redo ni
Ctrl+Y.
Okay.
Yes, Ctrl+Y. So we also have find tulikonayo hapa juu, or the shortcut ni Ctrl+F. Let me do Ctrl+F. Unaona kitu nimeletea? Find what? Let's say I want to find Dani. I don't want to find him. Let's say I want to replace. So let me find Dani. Danny and replace it with Richie. Richie. Let me replace. Let me just replace. Nasema kwani umeandika Danny vibaya? Nasema Microsoft Excel cannot find a match. All done, we made one replacement. So unaona hapa it was Danny na imekuwa Richie. So that is how you find and replace. So to find tumesema ni Ctrl+F, to replace ni Ctrl+H. To replace ni Ctrl+H. If you click Ctrl+F, you can as well move to replace. If you click Ctrl+H, you can as well move to find. So they're just close to each other. So both of the commands open meaning. So you also, with sorting data, that was editing. With sorting data, you select the data and then sort. So let's say I may select, maybe nataka select, let me just select maybe Cynthia to Richie. And then data, then sort. So data ni hapa kando ya formulas. Data, then sort. So hii ni A to sort A to Z, and that is lowest to highest. Then also sort Z to A. So let's say I want to set Z to A. Let's see what's going to happen. Wanasema found data next to your collection. Select the data, it will not be sorted. Continue with the current selection. So mnaona Cynthia was the first one, size Cynthia is the last one. So then you may sort from largest to, so with the letters it will start from Z to A. But kama ni numbers, let's do numbers tuone. Let's do numbers tuone yenye itakuwa nini. Say nime select hiyo and then I want to sort. Cell values smallest to largest. Let's do largest to smallest. So you see the first one was 67 hapa, but now it's 89. So that is how you sort data. So with here hapa hivi you can sort, this example you can sort a list of students alphabetically hivyo hivyo. So next we go to copy, move and delete. So to copy data, you Ctrl+C and then Ctrl+C is copying, Ctrl+V is pasting. So let's say I want to copy this data. Naweza finya Ctrl+C. Now you see that nini is selected, or I can right click. So let's say I want to paste that data up. So unaona ime paste. So let's say I want to copy this one again. There's also nini hapa, you can copy or you can cut. We also have paste options, insert, delete, clear contents. Yeah. So right now I want to copy and then I want to paste it. Yeah. Let me right click again and then I paste. Yeah. So that is copying and pasting. Then we also have autofill or copy handle. We also have the autofill and copy handle. Autofill stroke copy handle. So let's say I let me do something like this, like niseme 89, then na 82. So inataka nini values. So let me acha nifanye hapa average ya marks ya kila mtu. So with average, let me clear that. Let me also clear this one. So with average, let's say tulisema like every nini, nimekumbuka my plus sign ya keyboard haifanyi. So we said every formula starts with an equal sign. So being that I want to write a formula here, I select it and then naeka equal sign. Then let me write average. Average is a function, so it's something that already exists kwa the nini. It's a predefined function. So average, let's say I want to do an average, yeah, Richie. I do it like that, and then I close. Let me say, I close this. Sasa iko hapo. Let me just enter. So imefanya average ya English, Maths na Science ya Richie. So with autofill, hapa tulisema it's the formula bar, so it shows the formula like nimesema range, nataka average ya range ya B3 to D3. So let's say with autofill is used to copy formulas or repeat text. So with autofill, you na click hapa. I don't know if you're able to see. Let me try and zoom. Let me try and zoom so that you see it clearly. Napanga kidogo. Napanga ndogo. Ongeza tena. Then we go there. So hapa I've used a formula. This cell ya Richie, nimetafuta average ya Richie, that is from B3 to D3. So with autofill, so do the average of the remaining students, yeah, Joy, Daniel, now Cynthia. So instead of going here and still typing the same formula I did here, I can just autofill. So that means I'm going to copy the formula that I used was cell E3 to apply to these other cells. So hapo nataka I click. I don't know if you're able to see. Can you see this average 75.66?
Yes.
Yes. Can you see like in rectangle, sindio?
Yeah.
But hapa mali karibu mali kasa iko, there's a like a small square at this edge.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is where you used to autofill. So you click on it. Unaona like nikiwa hapa ni plus ni plus sign ile ni kubwa, si ndio? But
Yeah.
if you click this auto click inarudi bold ndogo. Can you see the change?
Yeah.
So if I click una hold, tuliongelea about mouse actions. You press you press down, you hold down the left bar, but left nini ya mouse, and then you drag it down, and then ukiacha itakuletea nini. Niseme kama hii, unaona like imecopy the formula.
Yeah.
Formula, the first one ilikuwa B3 to D3, but I wanted to see the averages za B3 to C nini za Joy, that is before to D4. Let me see. Before to D4 ya Joy, average yake imekuwa same na the first one. Before B5 to D5 ya nini imekuwa 82. Haya B6 na B6 ya Cynthia imekuwa average ya 65. So that is how you can copy. Let's say I was copying, unaona hapa, I want to copy, it's the same text, so I want to copy. So let me copy, let me drag it down so you see the change. So when you click here, you can copy the formula. That is if a formula was used. If not, it's just going to copy text. Let's say I want to nini. Unaona hapa, I want to make some change so you see the how it adapts. So hapa average ni 75.6, then hapa ni pia ni 75.6, then ni 82, then ni 85. If I change any value here, niseme hii sasa ikuwe 56, and then I enter, Have you seen the average imerudi chini?
Yeah.
Yeah. So once formula iko, when you change any data, bora tu it's the same data as before, italeta nini, itakupatia itafanya to the same formula it was supposed to be. But let's say nieke hapa like a text data. Utaona niletea error. Average B3 na this is very wrong. How is age a nini? Let me see. This nini is very wrong. But let me just Ctrl+Z again. So when you're with autofill, niseme niko hapa, this is 84. If I drag it down, it's going to copy 84 yote. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with autofill, you can use it to copy maybe same text. You copy it. You can drag it down to other nini if it's the same text. Or also you can use it to copy formula. Let me just control here. So with the text, I wanted to show you here Richie. So hapo kila mtu atakuwa Richie. I think that unaenda kwa this small square hapa at the bottom the cell at the bottom right of the selected cell. Let me Ctrl+Z. Yeah. So we also have to move. You can also move data. So to move data, you Ctrl+X, that is cutting. Ctrl+X is to cut. So let's say I want to move this joy before, that is. So here I want to move a joy before. So I Ctrl+X. If I Ctrl+X, then I Ctrl+V. Maybe I want to move it to here, Ctrl+V. So with moving, before to D4. With moving, with moving, that means it's like cutting. Unaitoa maliko, and then there's no, with copying, there's a copy of the original inabaki for the source, and then another copy goes to the destination. But with cutting, hakuna kitu inabaki kwa source, inaenda tu kwa destination. Ctrl+Z. Yeah. To delete content, let's say I want to delete some content. So delete content, you select cells and then press delete. Maybe I want to delete the content, Cynthia. Select content, then press delete. We press the delete kwa the keyboard. Use the delete your keyboard. It's not the same as deleting cells. But let me just Ctrl+Z. So that is how you can delete. Yeah. So let's move to managing worksheets. Any questions hadi hapo? Kuna mtu ako na swali? Okay, let's continue. Let's continue. So with the managing worksheets, we have rows and columns. So tulisema the size we are working on sheet 1. There is also sheet 2 and sheet 3. So with managing worksheets, with rows and columns, to select rows or columns, you click the row number. To select a row, you click the row number. So row number, maybe you want to select the row, second row, or maybe third row. You click on the row number, so it will select the whole thing. So to select multiple, you drag. To select multiple, you drag kwa the row numbers. Then within an adjacent, let's say I want to select this name, and also I want to select 4 na 6. So those are non-adjacent rows. Hii yenye tulikuwa tunafanya ni ya adjacent row. That means you want to select everything, maybe every row that is there. But you just want to select selected rows, just a few rows. Maybe like right now I have like 6 rows then ziko na content. Let's say 5. So I want to select row 1. So you control, then you press the next one. Hivyo. So hiyo nimeselect row 2, row 4 na row 6. Okay. So with insert and delete, you right click row and column and click and una click insert. So let's say I right click hapo, una insert cut cells. Oh, with selecting rows, it applies the same way. It's the same as nini. Selecting a row, you click on the row number. With selecting a cell, you click on the letter, or not a cell, a column, you click on the letters. Niseme you want to select column E yote, you click on the letter. So with inserting and deleting, earlier to insert this, we inserted an empty row above the first one, above the first row. That was starting at name and English and all that. So we inserted up. So if you want to, I want to insert maybe another name between Richie and Joy. I want to insert another marks here, another student between Richie and Joy. You just click there. You can either right click. You can right click and then nakuja hapa juu, insert sheet rows, and then insert juu yake. So between Richie and Joy, if you want to, let's say to name more student nani? Joyce, cha tumname Joyce. Joyce amenyamaza. Cha tumname this. Joyce, ulikuwa unapata marks ngapi nini? English. Mama nikupitishe tu. Acha nikuwekea English ulipata 78. Maths niseme 87. Science, mimi nakupitisha. Science ulipata ngapi? 85. Yeah. So we average, if you want, you see you're laughing. Joyce, you're laughing. Oh, ulikuwa unapita, si ndio? Oh, niongeze column ya CRE. Okay, so I want to drag this. I want to use the same formula tulikuwa nayo kwa Richie to Joyce. So you use the autofill. So let's do this. So imetufanyia average ya Joyce. Sasa hii imekuwa 83.3. Yeah, so that is inserting, and you can also insert a column. So if you select a column, inakuletea insert sheet columns. Let me see, insert cells. Hiyo nini hii tulikuwa tumeselect gani? We had selected D, si ndio? Let's see, insert cells, insert sheet columns. Are you seeing mali hii inasonga?
Yeah.
If you insert a row, inaenda kwa the top of the selected row mali ulifinya insert. If you insert a column, let's say venye we had selected, this was D, let me do Ctrl+Z. This was D, and then if you insert sheet column, this sasa inakuwa empty, it moves, the selected unit, it moves to sides. So if I, yeah, let me just ask you, umeelewa what happens there? So if I want to, let's say, if I want to do another row between Richie, between Joy and Joyce and Joy, if I select the row 4, that is in Joy hapo, that means I will only insert that empty row chini ya Richie. So if I want to insert a row between Joyce and Joy, I'm going to click on Joy and then you insert. Let's say you can insert cell or sheet nini. So that means that new row imekuwa between Joy and Joyce. So with a row, it happens that you insert a row above the row you select. But with a column, you insert a column to the left of the, is it to the left of the selected column. Are you getting that English? Ama nini?
Ninapata.
Yeah. So that is how it works. So if you want to insert a row between maybe I want to insert a row kwa between D and E. I'm just going to select that and then you insert cells. So ni D and E. So hii itakuwa D and F. So content ya E unaona imepelekwa wapi? Imepelekwa F. So kwa column you insert to the left of the selected column. Kwa row you insert, the row will be inserted above the selected column, the selected row. Any questions up to? Yes, any questions? Hakuna swali. So that works the same as deleting. Maybe I want to delete Joy. It works the same as deleting. You just nini and then delete cell or delete sheet row. And then Joy will be deleted, and then Daniel will take the space here. Yeah, Joy. Let's say I want to delete this empty column. You just go to delete and then you delete. You can either delete cells or delete sheet rows. Yeah. So that works the same with deleting. So you can also change width or height. You can also change the width or height. Unajua width? Width si niseme from hapa to hapa, si ndio? Then height ni this one. Top to bottom height, width ni left to right. So so if you want to, maybe I want to nini, let's say nataka kuongeza Richie yako na jina mingi. Sema anaitwa Richie Richards. Richie Richards. Ukinini hapa, you see this cell. Are you able to see this? Unaona this cell like imeenda Richard like the cell ni ndogo, so you want to change it, you can change the width. So to do that shortcut, you can do this. Are you following? Nimetoka hapa, nimekuja hapa. This nini changes, the cursor changes. I don't know if you can see it. Cursor sahi unaona venye iko ni white na ni cross, ndio? Haya. If I come hapo juu itakuwa cross, yes, but the nini ya katikati itakuwa na edges. Zinaitwa hizo ni arrow. Ni edge arrow. So you can, if you press there, you can you can increase the width of a column like that. So you can do that. Or let me just Richards, or you can go to home, format, row height. But let me just do column width. Home, format. So you see when you click format, kuna row height, where if you want to increase the row size, row height, kuna auto fit row height. With auto fit, it's going to, you know the meaning of auto, right? It's going to fit it like ili ikuwe na the content yote. Column width, kuna column width where you can increase the column width, ama there's also auto fit column width. So if I click auto fit column width, unaona imejiongeza yenyewe, so that it can contain the contents zenye iko in that column. It can be all of it can be shown. Yeah, so hapa hivi format, let me do column width. Maybe you've been given a specific column width. Column width kono saini ni 8.43. So let's do a 10 point, maybe that 43. Then you click okay, tuone. Unaona bado haitoshi. Imeongezeka, yes, but bado haitoshi. Let me do it at 15. Ama let me just do 20. Just do 20. Yeah, so are you seeing nini? With auto fit is the best because it will just fit the content. Unaona sasa when you put a specific measurement, unaona already sasa hapa sasa ni mingi. Like Richards imeishia hapa na bado there is blank nini on this side. So you can as well finish this and do this. Let me just insert. You need to insert format again. Let me do auto fit column. So we also have default column width. So default width, standard column width ni 8.43. So that is the default width. I press OK. Does someone want to join, Emma? Oh, Emma. So if I press OK, it should be changing, but okay. Let's do auto fit column width. So umeona the space hapo imeenda. So it just auto fits to fit the contents that are already there. Okay, so it applies the same with the row. So if I click on Joyce, hiyo ni column. But mostly ni column ndio unaweza pata like you need to increase the width. So row height, maybe I want to increase row height. Default row height ni 15. So let's do it 25 to one the difference. Are you seeing the difference? Row height. Njibu na Emma. Emma amesharudi call. Lillian, Joyce, are you able to see the difference for the column here, the row ya Daniel? The difference here cell A5 na A4. A5, the height ni bigger than A4. Yes. So that is how you can change the row height na the column width. Let me just Ctrl+Z, or let me just use this. Itairudisha. That is undoing. That is undoing. So we also have a freezing pen. So with the freeze pens, it is used to keep top row or first column visible when scrolling. So to fit pen, you go to View. You go to View tab, and then you go hapa ndio hii freeze panes. So freeze panes, they freeze a portion of the sheet to keep it visible while you scroll through the rest of the sheet. So it's useful for checking out data in other parts of your worksheet without losing your headers or labels. So if I click about freeze panes, so hapa inasema freeze panes, keep, hizi ni options za freeze panes, keep rows and columns visible while the rest of the worksheet scrolls. Haya, we also have a freeze top row, keep the top row visible while scrolling through the rest of the enemy. Then hapa inasema keep the first column visible while scrolling through the rest of the worksheet. So let's say you want to freeze a top row. So here is the top row, that is the top row, it is visible while you scroll. So ni venye top row hapa hatuna kitu, but let me write something so that you can notice the difference. Niseme hapa new, then niseme hapa freeze pane. Hiyo zinaandika na nini gani? Panes. Haya. So if I scroll down, are you seeing? This all the rows zimeenda, but this new freeze pane that is freezing the top pane. So let's say I want to freeze any unfreeze. You can also unfreeze panes. So let me unfreeze that. Then freeze top row. Hiyo ndio tulikuwa tumefanya. Hiyo ndio tulikuwa tumefanya yenye ilikuwa inaonyesha this. Yes. So you can use this to go through your data. Si ati unataka kuangalia kitu huko chini, maybe ni cell maybe C50, and then you wanna confirm, then you rudi juu, you can freeze panes, so it shows you the top name. Let me delete this one. Let me delete this row ndio tuione vizuri. Delete sheet rows. So hiyo iko hapo, ndio sasa niseme you want to add data ya some nini, unaweza iona vizuri. So I want to freeze I think it's already frozen. Yeah. So this is the top row is frozen. So that means maybe you want to add another student at cell, maybe 22. So instead of going on this column, what is the header at this heading at this column, unaona tu hapo, it's already frozen. So the first row, it's frozen. So unaona hapa row 1, then after that ni 13. So that is hiyo tumefreeze the nini, not the here ni freeze top row. You can also freeze the first column. Let's freeze the first column. So if you freeze the first column, that is useful ukienda huku. Are you able to see the change? Oh, nimeenda kwa custom nini. Are you able to see the change? You can freeze a column, that means you are going through the columns, or you can freeze a row, that means you are going through rows. You're scrolling down rows or scrolling nini columns. So nini. So this column utaona maybe H nini itakuwa ya Richards. Kama ni Joyce itakuwa hivyo. So maybe like all these ni content to maybe from A to maybe P. So to know that this content maybe it's for Richards na maybe uko kwa all three utajua ni Joyce. So that is how that works. Let me unfreeze. Any questions? Okay, so with sheets we can you can rename the sheet. Niseme kama hii ni sheet 1, you can rename it to Max, and then press enter. Sasa the sheet 1 imekuwa renamed to Max. Then if you want to, you can also switch between sheets. Let's say sheet 2, you can also start sheet 2 now to just zoom. Let me zoom it. Sheet 2, maybe hapo nianze tena another niseme hata budget. Acha tu niseme month. Then niseme hapo month na nini sana? Month na budget. Maybe you are doing a manual budgeting. So niseme hapo ni January. Niseme hapo tu Jan, then Feb, then March. Yes. So budget, maybe you have a budget here January, maybe 20,000. Maybe alikufanya kitu ikwe 30. Then maybe ikwe 40,000. So this is the second sheet in kwa we are still under Anderson. Tulisema the Anderson is the main sheet. So like hii yetu inaitwa Anderson. So you can give it another name, maybe something you're working on. So sheet 1, we were talking about max. Sheet 2, let me rename it to budget. Let me do budget for sheet 2. Enter, and then so sheet 2 inakuwa budget. So you can do like yeah. So that is with the switching sheets. You can click the sheet tab. This is the sheet tabs. Here is the sheet tab. So if you want to add another sheet, maybe Mashandeka about sheet 3, you want to add another sheet, you just click on that plus sign. We have hapa insert. Inasema general worksheet, chart, personal monthly, nini, MS Excel, MS dialog box. Yeah. So to cancel that. So to insert or delete a worksheet, tumesema to nini, you can do that new worksheet, you plus nini, or you can right click sheet tab. And tulikuwa tusha right click. So you want to right click that. Then insert here. So you can insert another worksheet. If I click, right now we are at worksheet 5. If I insert another worksheet like it's already selected there, you can just click OK. So malume insert, so hapa ndio itakuwa sheet 6. So malume insert is where the sheet will be. So if I want to insert another sheet up, so that is how you do. You can also insert a part, like you can also insert options, like you can also insert a chart or Excel macro, dialog, personal monthly budget. So if I click up and then I say okay, no. So this is a template. Yeah, personal monthly budget. So that is that. So if you click here, calculate here this. So you can do that. So to rename a sheet tumefanya hiyo, you can double click sheet name or right click then rename. So if you double click, let's say this is sheet 6. If you double click sheet 6, unaona already selected. So if I start writing, itajipatia jina. Let's say niseme new, want to do niseme new, then you enter. So either you can right click or you can just select it and you can double click or right click. So with naming a worksheet, it should be naming a worksheet should be about a specific thing about that worksheet or whatever you're working on. So here niseme let me change it to student max 2025, or let me just say max maybe let me just do student max. Student max. Underscore nitapata hapa kweli, hebu ni itumie on screen keyboard. Students shift, then that. Student max. Then maybe I can also add 2025. Shift that, then 2025. I hope you can see what I'm doing hapa hivi chini. Niko hapa kwa this sheet 1. Right up to 2025. That is the sheet 1. So this is budget new. Yeah. So when naming, you should name it kama any budget. Maybe you can do a budget. So you can name a budget with the quarter. So maybe ni budget ya January. Ama tumesema January, Feb na March. So that is the first quarter ya the year. So you can do that. So maybe niweke budget quarter 1. Budget Q1. On screen keyboard. Budget quarter 1. So that is January, February, March. So you be specific with naming your worksheets. So to copy or remove a worksheet, you just right click and then move or copy. There's this option here, move or copy. So to move the selected sheets, that is to book. So to book, this is the workbook, Anderson.xlsx, that is the workbook. But let's say right now you only have one workbook. So to move it, itakuwa nini? So right now you can move it to end. Unaona sasa budget is the second sheet from the left. So if you can also move it to end, or you can also create a copy. If I create a copy, it's going to do that. So unaona ime move it to end. End was sheet 5, but now it's budget Q1. So ime move the whole thing, but hii ime copy. There is a copy. So this is budget, but in Q1 and then Q1 too. Yes. So, any questions? Any questions up to hapo? Yes, mko na swali? Hamna? Umeelewa, si ndio? Emma, umeelewa?
Yes.
Joyce, are you okay? Joyce ameenda. Lilian, are you okay?
Yes, I'm
Oh,
very
Joyce,
okay.
Joyce, umeelewa? Do you have a question? Lilian ashanipatia thumbs up. Joyce?
Bado sina question.
Oh, hauna question, but umeelewa? Kama hujaelewa na una swali.
Jioni kufanya more practice. Unajua tukifanya practice ndio unajua kama umeelewa vizuri.
Oh, yeah. But at least you get the concept. Okay. So, let's stop there. So tomorrow we'll look at tutaanza kuangalia formulas and functions. Like we've been doing the basics, so tomorrow we'll expand on that. Sawa.
Sawa.
Okay, have a good day. So see you tomorrow.
Asante.